Alrighty guys, if you're watching this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to scale your shit past 50K a month by marketing your offer to people who don't know you yet. Alright, so I suggest you save this video for later if you're busy. If you're not busy, grab a pen and paper and start taking notes because this is going to be some crazy stuff. Alright, so what's the problem? There's a big problem in the sales and marketing world right now that, businesses or people don't know how to sell their product, their service, their offer to people who don't know them. All right. And the reason why this is a problem is because if you're only able to scale or sell to your existing customers or people who get referred to you, then you'll always inevitably be capped at how much money you can make. There's a lot more consumers than there are businesses. So in order for you to increase your revenue, your profits, you obviously need to be selling to people who don't know you, right? Facebook ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, whatever the case might be, right? But there's three specific things that most people do that are actually wrong. And those three things are pouring more money into ads that don't work, overlooking the offer and their customers' understanding, and they're ignoring the data and feedback loops to actually scale their offer. So let's focus on the first problem, what most people do, which is pouring more money into ads that don't work. All right. So let's take, for example, Elon Musk and Tesla. Okay. For this example, I wanted to show you guys the Cybertruck. What people do most of the time is they sell the features and the specific little itsy and bitsy things of their offer, product, service, whatever the case might be, rather than the transformation or outcome. So let's take, for example, the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck has many things, right? Tesla has, the feature where you do not actually have to click on the brake button. You can just slightly let go of the gas pedal and you can, the car will essentially slow down, right? They have these crazy wheels, 40 PSI, whatever the case might be. They have the crazy trunk, right? But the thing with Tesla and Elon Musk is he's not selling the features or how it works or the little specific things of the car, right? He's selling the transformation. When you're marketing your product, your service, your offer, you need to be selling the benefits, the outcomes, or the transformation. So let's take, for example, the same thing. Let's focus on the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck has this crazy out exterior, right? They marketed this heavy when they first launched this product, where essentially somebody can, shoot the car, bang. I think Elon slashed like a metal, hammer on it when he presented this product, and it didn't break or it didn't shatter, right? It's not going to go through the car. That's an outcome. That's a benefit, right? Safety. They have the crazy trunk, right? Not just the basic trunk like I said here. They have the fact that you can actually camp out of your Tesla, out of your Cybertruck. You can take it to the forest. You can drive it through terrain, not like a regular compact vehicle. You can actually go through mountains and camp out of it. So you don't have to get an Airbnb. You don't have to buy a hotel. You can you don't even need to have a camp. Like an actual tent. You can just do this with your Tesla, right? Another outcome, you stand out. Remember when Tesla first launched the Cybertruck, it wasn't accessible to everybody. If you wanted to get the Cybertruck, then you basically had to, pay that premium. I think like when they first launched it, dealerships were selling it for like $150,000 to $200,000 just for the Cybertruck. Like it's not even worth that much. I think normal price is like $80,000 to $90,000. But they were selling it for $150,000, $200,000. But guess what? People were buying it because they wanted to stand out. People wanted that status. Damn, look at that car. It's a futuristic car. It's never been seen before. All right? So you stand out. That's another outcome, transformation. And the biggest thing with electric vehicles is it's eco-friendly. Save the planet. Save the earth. Save the trees. Whatever the case might be. I don't know. All right? Saving money too, because you're not spending as much on gas, or you don't pay gas at all, right? That's another feature or benefit, right? That's not a feature, that's an outcome, transformation. So what everyone does right now and when they're with their marketing for their offer, their product, service, is they sell the features and how it works. But a cold audience doesn't buy that. You got to think, this person is cold. They don't know who you are. They just want to see if your product, service, or whatever is going to get them to where they want to be, right? If somebody wants to save the planet and they have this huge desire to save the planet, they're going to buy from Elon because he has this electric vehicle that's going to save the planet because he's not spending much on, the gas emissions or the gas emissions are not going to go into there, or whatever the case might be, right? So you need to be able to sell the benefits, the outcomes, and the transformation of your product, service, or offer. Let me give you another example. Let's say you're a car detailer and you're selling car detailing service, right? You're going door to door. You're selling this very popular service-based industry. What a lot of people do is they'll sell the products. Oh, we use, insane soaps that are not going to scratch your paint. We use the sponges that are not going to create these swirly lines on your car. Oh, we have a power washer that's going to, clean your car quick. We have the crazy little thing that's going to take out any dents. Oh yeah, we have this steamer that's going to make your car smell fresh. Get out all the dirt. People aren't going to buy that, right? People don't care about how it works. They don't give two craps about the products that you're going to use. What they care about is that their car is going to smell great. They care about the lifelong paint protection, right? So that when they're on the road, on the freeway, they're not going to get, the rock that's going to come off a truck is not going to scratch their car or ruin it, right? They care about the fact that they're not going to have to go to a car wash on a weekend when they're working their 9 to 5 and they have the only 2 days to spend their time with their family and friends, that they don't have to go to a car wash and wait, 2 hours in a line, or they don't have to clean their car themselves, which takes 2 hours, right? They care about the outcomes. Arriving in a clean vehicle, that's another outcome. They want their car to look appealing to other people when they're paid. Like maybe it's a guy and he's picking up a girl on a date. Rather than him having to, clean the car himself, waste his energy, his time on the weekend, not only does you, the service provider, get to go and clean his vehicle for him, but you're also going to make him arrive in style when he goes on that date, right? So that's the biggest problem that we're seeing, is people are selling the features and how it works rather than the benefits and the outcomes and the transformation. That's what people care about. So that's the first problem. So in order to solve that problem, what do you have to do? Sell the benefits, the outcomes, the transformation. Think about your service, your offer, your product, and think about the transformation and market that. Market that. Everything from your ads to your copywriting to your funnel, the emails that you're going to be sending out to people if they don't buy, right? It's the transformation. They don't care about the product. They don't care about how it works, the features of the product. They care about the transformation. So that's number one. Number two is people overlook the offer and the understanding of their customer. All right. So let's take, for example, the product of Tesla Cybertruck, right? Or the service of cleaning, right? Cars. What you have to be able to understand and make your prospect buy from you, this cold person who never seen you before, is you need to attack their doubts, their fears, their desires, the failures, the trends of the market, the goals of that person, whether it's business related or personal, right? The problems that they're facing currently that your product can solve. Those are the things that you need to understand about your customer to make them buy for you. And all of these things are correlated to everything, because marketing and your offer and the funnel and the copywriting of everything and sales team, right? Like if you're doing, an online business, you have an agency or whatever, and you have a sales team, right? You have closers, you have setters. This is all one system. It's not separate. I know in the corporate world, they have, things separated, right? They have the marketing team, the sales team, but in general, everything really correlates together, because the moment that somebody goes from cold to buying, it's all one system. So you need to make sure that everything is derived from one understanding, that understanding of the customer, and everything from your marketing, the offer, the product itself, the funnel, the copywriting of the funnel, the emails that you're sending out, the scripts for the setters and closers. All of it needs to come from one system, and it needs to attack all of these things: the doubts, fears, desires, failures, trends, goals, problems. Those are all things that you need to make sure you understand about your customer before you go out and try to sell it. And obviously, like, you sell your product first and you get insight from the market. But even if you're launching a brand new offer, or you have an offer and you're trying to scale it, you can use this stuff. You can still capture this stuff either way. And the way you do that is you literally go out and figure these things out. You can use data. If you're already running an offer, you can go and run surveys. You can, ask your existing customers. If you're launching a brand new offer and you have no customers, then you can still figure this out. It's called prospecting. You go out to the market and you figure out people who want this stuff and ask them, hey, what are your doubts? What are you fearing? What's your goal right now, right? This is all data that you can collect, whether you're running a cold offer that's never been sold before, or you've already have an offer that makes sense, but you're just trying to scale it, that already has customers. So those are the things that you need to figure out about your customer before you go out and try to guess. You don't want to guess on your marketing, your funnel. You want to have clarity about your customer, because that's how you scale. Then we have the actual understanding of the offer. So there's 3 specific things that matter about your offer. It's the background, your activities, and the options. So when it comes to background, what's your track record? If you're trying to sell something, especially online business, what's your track record? What have you done? Have you done this for anybody else? Do you have proof? What's your founding story? Why did you get into it? And then we have the activities, which is essentially the steps. So rather than somebody going out and paying somebody else for a product or your service or an offer, what's the old way versus the new way? You are the new way. Your offer, your product, your service is the new way. And what is the benefit of doing it the way? So let's say, for example, you are, doing the car detailing business, for example, once again, right? What's the old way versus the new way? So the old way would probably be, hey, I'm going to take time on the weekend and I'm going to clean my car, and what is the result of that? Well, the result of that will be, one, that person is going to waste their time, right? Because they're going to spend 2-3 hours cleaning their car, or they're going to go to a car wash, right? That's another way. And what is the result of that? They're going to waste their time. They're going to probably waste money. They're not going to be able to hang out with family and friends that they're going to, they should be doing, right? But what's the new way? The new way is, hey, we have a mobile car detailing service that we come to your house, we clean your car in 2 hours, and you're going to have a clean vehicle. It's going to smell brand new. It's going to this, right? Those are the things that you need to understand about your offer, and then market that behind the transformation. Then the benefit, right? So same thing. What are the benefits of having you there rather than them doing it themselves or going to a car wash? 1, they're going to save money. 2, they're going to save their time. And 3, they're going to look stylish, right? Whatever the case might be for your offer. So what is your option versus everyone else's? Your option in your business is you're going to go to their house rather than them going to somebody else and wasting their time or cleaning their car themselves, etc. So that's what you need to understand about your offer and your customer. That's the second problem that most people do wrong. So what you need to do is figure this stuff out first. And then once you figure that out, then you go sell it. Third problem is ignoring data and feedback loops. So when it comes to running a business, you need to basically think of it as a science. When you ask a scientific method, asking a question, doing the research, have a hypothesis, test, experiment, is it working? Analyze the data, get the results, communicate the results. Business is a science. So if you're running an offer, or you have a service, or you have a product, what problem are you trying to solve? That's the question that you should be asking first. Then you do the background research. You understand your customer. Then you construct a hypothesis. That hypothesis is your offer, your product, your service. What is this thing that's going to solve this problem? Then you're going to test it. And the way you test it is different ad creatives, the funnel, the copywriting, everything in terms of actually delivering that product to the customer is done in this experiment. And the reason why it's an experiment is because it's going to be tested. Because once you test it, you're going to ask yourself, is it working? And the way you check that, right, is by actually having data, right? You want to be able to track your data. If you're running a product or service or you're selling an offer, you need to be able to track your data and understand certain KPIs that matter, because this is going to basically tell you whether it's working or not. You don't want to guess. Then you're going to ask yourself, is it working? If it's no, then you're going to troubleshoot. You're going to do new creatives. You're going to launch a new funnel. You're going to do new copy. And you're going to keep recycling that process until it works. Because when something works, then you keep doing it until it stops working. And then you go back and you do it again. And then you analyze the data and draw the conclusions. Did that product get a result that this person had, the customer had, the problem that they had? Did it solve it? Yes or no? And then you communicate the results. Now you have case studies. Now you have proof. So you can scale your offer even more. So that essentially is basically the 3 problems that we're seeing right now in the sales and marketing world. And that's exactly how you fix it. You just need to understand how to market to your customer. You need to understand the customer. You need to understand how your product is going to get them to end said transformation. And then you're going to look at the data and the feedback loops so you can scale. It comes down to 3 simple things, but that's pretty much it. All right. So once again, what you should do, market the outcome, the transformation, not the features of that product or service or offer, right? Understand the customer and then test and iterate until it works, right? So if you're interested in scaling your offer past 50K a month, feel free to contact me, right? My Instagram is here, my X account, my email, if you're interested. Have any questions, would love to answer your questions. Click the button below if you want to learn how to do this in your business. But other than that,